Okay. Yep.
Hello, Dash.
Crazy.
Ready to get school.
The very bro, I'm commentating, bro. Give it a rest.
Off cup.
What a race band, so. ED. What ED?
Send me in PPG.
Crazy. Bro, why do I have this? Can you hear the comments? I can. I don't know why I've got it. It's annoying me.
Yeah.
Bro. Why do I have this shit? Yo, are you appearing online, yeah? Crazy work not appearing online. It's lazy. Astaghfirullah, Habib.
Offer.
Hold on.
Just find me.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, mate. I'm turning this shit off, bro. I do not want to keep hearing your comments. There you are. What the cake? How do I get this off? I want it gone. I can't. I have to go into my settings and end the stream. So, lads, give it a rest. Hold on. Wait, I'm hoping I can do this. Is it what, screen and video? Maybe no sound. I don't even know where it is. Captures and broadcasts. Chat to speech off. Aha. Have that. Yeah, we can't hear you anymore, mate. We can't hear a thing. What kind of cool bomba clot dog I am. Yo, I see that comment. Say wallahi, that's crazy, bro. It's not doing anything. Okay. Buddy, you're banned. You're literally getting banned. You know, Keel is very skinny indeed. You know, one of, if not the skinniest guys you'll ever meet. It's not echoed, bro. It's fucking thingy, bro. Hopefully it's fine now. I was on my stream, so you could hear my stream then, me. I mean, what, you're Div 3 XRS? I was gonna get moved up to Div 3 XRS, so you should finish third, to be honest with you, mate. Third, second, or first. You'll be on the podium, just unsure where. It will. But here we are, though, qualifying in Portugal. For round number 15, just 4 more to go here in this ERL season. It's not many overtaking opportunities, so qualifying will be pretty important. Here at the Algarve International Circuit. We could see some rain here, actually. We do tend to see some often in Portugal in the qualifying or maybe even the race. So as we load in, we'll have a look at the skies, and it's completely dry. Hazard, be grateful if you could be my little... No rain for the race as well, yeah? Only 10 people. We've had better days for qualifying. It's usually around 17 and 18, so this is unfortunate to say the least. As the drivers whack on their setups for their first laps here in Portimao. We'll go on board with the Red Bull of King Bob, as he is the first one to leave the pits. Not too long of a pit lane, it's around 20 seconds, about average time really for a pit lane. But the elevation is a massive key around this track. It's 29.2 meters of elevation change in the circuit. That's a lot. It would be the most in the current calendar, but it's not even on the calendar on F1. It's not been on the F1 calendar since 2021. Some miss it, some don't. I don't miss it that much. I think it's only good when it rains. But yeah, you can see the roller coaster there. Just you go on board, you can really see the elevation changes. But here, after this turn, the famous Portugal roller coaster, because this dip right here, that's a lot of elevation change right there. The Portimao roller coaster. King Bob just prepping the tyres, making sure they're not too cold for that very important turn one. It's very easy to just clip the sausage curb there and run off wide, or get too early on the power, or brake not enough and run off wide and invalidate your lap. So a pretty low rear suspension will help a lot with riding the curbs into turn one. So setup's quite important around this track. As he opens the letterbox of that rear wing, deploys some battery as he heads down into turn one, very fast, down into gear 6. Don't run out wide on the exit and keep it valid. He's done that into the first hairpin of 3. Nice and tight. Into gear 1, a bit low there, flat out into this left, and pop open the DRS again. A little bit more ERS as he goes to the second hairpin at 22.5 for the first sector. Make sure you get a good exit here. It's good enough. Use a little more battery to climb up through them gears into the flat out right, and then into another fast hand right turn. Very easy to lose your rear there, but he's kept it clean. Got a good amount of battery left for the final sector. His sector 2 time is going to come up now. It's going to be a 53.0 so far. It's been an okay lap, but it's a good banker so far. Into the third and final hairpin. Into a pretty fast right-hander, actually. You don't brake too much through there. You get on power as early as you can to get a good exit, and a very tight line for the final turn here. You'll see how tight it is now. Doesn't go for the tight line. And a little bit of DRS to the line. It's a banker of a 118.7. We should see the low 118 pole, or a high 117 pole. Next to go to the line is the Ferrari on a lap. The Ferrari invalidated his lap, unfortunately. Tom beats that pretty easily, 17.3. It's a good lap from Tom. Good lap there. See what Brad can do all the way to the Haas in the final sector now on the Inters. You would assume Inters for a slipstream to someone, but he doesn't have a teammate today, so a bit strange. Does anyone have a teammate, actually? McLaren, we have the 2 Alpines. The only team with 2 drivers here, and 2 pretty fast drivers. Kazu is currently second in the championship, 35 points off. That man Rizzler in the McLaren, currently sat in the pit. So a fair way away. But it's still all to play for, but... And then his teammate Albak Tag, probably the best teammate a man could have right here. And I know from experience. Brad stops in second with a 118.0. And the Inter's lap Yeah. My teammate, Zyro, obviously I have a race ban, so I will be helping this man right now. But I cannot, so he is the lone Ferrari. I'm rooting for him. There will be a lot of bias there. As Hazard in the Salvas, it's 117.8, goes second. Kazu 118.6. Bad from him. It might have been a slipstream lap though. Think about it's like a 117.4. It was definitely a slipstream lap. Puts him into provisional P2. I assume Zyro's going to be into the pit. He's got a little tiny DRS. He might just set a banker here, but this will not be his reflected time. He will set a lap. Goes P3, 117.6 actually. It's a lot better than I thought considering he's done a lap and a bad lap on them softs. I've done some practice with Zyro, my teammate. I've tried to help him with setups. He's helped me with setups. We had a good shin wag on setups, definitely. Mainly about the wings and the suspension on the rear especially for the sausage curve into turn 1. So I've helped him in practice. He's helped me as well. I've done all I can. But now it's down to him to try to give Ferrari that edge over Williams. And we should have a Williams driver. I thought we were going to have one. Who is it we're missing? I think it's Owen, isn't it? Meant to be driving. But Slick Gamer in the V car currently. The only driver out on track now on a lap. He could get a good slipstream from Zyro ahead of him actually in the Ferrari. Depends. See, he's just up the field there. If he goes fast enough, he could get a little bit of something into that final turn, maybe. Or will Zyro be smart and just move out the way and don't give him a sniff at anything? You see the Ferrari up ahead now. Into this very late braking hairpin. The Ferrari will move, so he won't get a slipstream. Tom goes for a slow push to the 69. Has a shitty lap, yeah. Oh, it was on mediums, okay, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't great, so definitely work to do, but first lap, it's a bit of banker. You set A time, so that's all you can really ask for. I see is the championship leader by 32 points. It's Rizzler in the McLaren. Kazu is on another lap as well, so a few teams opted to go for a slow push. Kazu going for a slow push on the mediums. I think Tom did it on the softs, right? Yeah, Tom did it on the softs, which managed to get him a 16.9. So let's see what Kazu can do. He was 6 tenths up when I was on board with him. He's now 7.5, so he's looking around that 117.9 range. He's looking currently around P4, but obviously still have a sector to go. So he's looking for P4, P3. Obviously on the mediums, I think the top two set on softs. So there's still a lot to go for Kazu. Plenty of time left, 10 minutes left into the session of Q1 here in Portugal. But he does go to P3, slotting just behind his teammate Arctag. Alpine will be happy if they finish P2, P3. I doubt they will, but they'd be happy with that for sure. I don't think anyone's on a lap, are they? I don't think so, no. King Bob, the man who's at the first lap time. Going for his second run now, nice and early. Into the second DRS straight. Get the letterbox nice and wide. 3.5 in sector 1, lovely, much better sector 1 for him. It wasn't great sector 1 on his first lap, but he set a bank, he can push a bit more now, he can use his tyres a bit more, go on the throttle a little bit earlier, push the limits a lot more, and gain that crucial time that can push you so far up the field here, because it is still very close, if you can see the gaps. Not too big of gaps. But King Bob's the 2 times going to come up right now. It's looking like a lot cleaner of a lap. He's pushing the limits so much. Purple sector 2, 7 tenths up now. He's looking around the 17 zeros. He's looking around P2. He could snap a provisional pole here, King Bob. Obviously still a lot of time to go. Still a fair few more runs to go. Oh, pushing the limits to this extreme here is King Bob. On rails in this Red Bull. He's probably going to go to first. A little slipstream there as well in the distance. Whoa. I did my calculations wrong, I think. I think he was on for an 18-0, not a 17-0. Not a 17-0, I do apologise. Bit of an error there. That's that rust coming in. Anyone on a lap here? Ooh, Mekai is lovely dribbly in the Haas. He obviously did the inters for his first run. Unsure why. You tend to use the inters for your first run to give a slipstream to your teammate, but obviously he is teammateless for this race. as Toxic is now joined. He's not a full-time driver, so I'm unsure what team he'll go to. It creates a bit of an unfair advantage for every team. I bet you he'll be Aston Martin. Because Brad's the owner, he's Aston Martin, and obviously they'll be wanting a teammate. As it is ever so close in the Constructors' Championship, Aston Martin are just 4 points behind Alpine, the current leaders in that Constructors. But Alpine currently have both their drivers, and Aston Martin just have the one. So Aston Martin definitely on the back foot, but it is just 4 points between them coming into round 15 of 19. It is so close. Mekai there, having a bit of fun to get out of the way of the Red Bull, who isn't even on a lap. So unsure what that was all about. A lot of unnecessary fuss. As Brad into P3 ahead of the Alpines actually, so he'll be happy with that. They're his main rivals really, the Alpines. Go on board with Hazard. Purple sector 2, 8 and a bit tenth up. He's looking currently for a 17-0. He's looking around that P2, P1 mark. He's a fast driver. I know this guy pretty well. He's got the pace in his locker, but it's whether he can get it out of the locker as well. Nice tight line. He knows the method. He should go for provisional pole here with 6 minutes left to go. And he does with an 16.8, which is slightly faster than Tom, just by around 300 milliseconds. It's very close at the top. And obviously Rizzler, the championship leader, is still in contention for that as well. We should never count him out. Art Attack starts that now. We'll go on board with Art Attack for a lap in the Alpine. Was that King Bob there going P5? I think someone knocked him down. It's a decent first few turns. Takes a 1 time coming up now. Let's see if he's improving. By 10th, yeah. Not purple, I think it's a glitch. But he only needs to find 4 tenths to... But he invited an exit the hairpin. That's a rare place to invalid, going that slow. He's going to be very annoyed with that for sure, but he still has one more run. He's time to box and get some fresh new softs and go again. He only needs to find about 4 tenths to go into P3. That's how close it is. Just 4 tenths split. P3 and P6. And obviously Kazu is really fast as well. He probably is a second up now. Yes, he's a second up. He is a second up currently. He's absolutely flying in this Alpine. That must have been a glitch. Actually, not even had a time yet. I have no idea what the game is doing today. It's a 1 time is 3 tenths up. Yeah, he's definitely in contention for pole here. Never counting out Kazu. Very consistent. Very fast. Keeping it nice and tidy into the technical part of sector 2 here. What's time saying now? He's 6 tenths up. He's looking at 17-0 with another sector to go. So he's currently P3 anyway, if he has the exact same sector as he did last time. But he did it on the medium, so he'll be going even faster now. He's looking around that top 2. Can he go first? Can he go second? Or will he have to slot for P3? Nice tight line, drain any amount of battery he has left, and get the DRS open for the last time on this lap to go to provisional pole by 2 tenths. Lovely lap there from Kazu. He'll be very happy with that. That could be his final one though, which he will not be happy with at all. Zyro on his lap here. My teammate Invalid still on the exit there. That's more commonplace for Invalid. We've seen that a fair few times. Toxic has gone to the McLaren to help out Rizzler. He'll only get 1 lap though. That's unfortunately joined quite late in qualifying here. Arc's like invalidated again. No, that was his old time as he pulls into the pit. He has time for a final run. Unsure if Kazu is he pushing though to get a final run. I think he is. He's pushing to maybe get 1 more lap in there. It's about 2 minutes 30. If you exit the pit at 2 minutes 30, you'll have time for another lap. So I think he'll be okay. If all goes to plan. Is Rizzler on a lap? I think he is. Yeah, turn 1. The Red Bull really in the way there. That would have put me off massively. I'm sure it must have put off Rizzler a lot as well. With Pental focused he was. Sector 1, I think he's just backing off. Yeah, 3 tenths down. He'll be a bit annoyed with the Red Bull there, but he has time to just cool his tyres, gain some more battery, and go again. Zyro, my Ferrari teammate, is on a lap. And he's coming to the left-hander into the second DRS zone here. Let's see what Sector 1 time is saying. He's used a lot of battery on the straight there. He's draining his battery to only be a tenth slower, actually. He's slower in Sector 1. He needs to be more careful on his battery for sure. Using way too much battery, way too much. He's going to have nothing left towards the end. Flat out though, into the right. It's a very nice, oh, caught the gravel a little bit there. I was going to say it was a very nice couple of turns, but he sort of ruined it there on the exit of the gravel. He's not doing too bad though, Sector 2 time. He's 10th and a half up, but his Sector 1 was very poor and he has little battery left, so we'll see if he can push his way into that top 5. This will be his final run, it's looking likely. What can Zyro do? On the final few minutes of qualifying here, 2 minutes left now. We'll see all drivers coming out for their out laps. And this is it, the final lap, the first of the final laps. Put Zyro into P6. The Haas is on an out lap. Then it's the McLaren behind him, a Rizzler. He's on a lap, he is. Much better battery control. He's running out of fuel though, he's really low on fuel. He might go into low fuel mode, because obviously he went out and he invalidates anyway. Rizzler pushing way too much. On his first go on the final runs, he invalidated, I think. No, he had a moment in Sector 1, so he backed off. So he was low on fuel then. On top of being low on fuel, he's invalidated his final run. So Rizzler out of position now, you could say, out of position. He really should be in that sort of top 3. The championship leader has set up a P4, possibly worse, with cars behind him improving. Sector 1 for Brad, he's half a tenth slower, unfortunately. Sector 1 for Tom, 6 seconds slower. He's not on a lap. He's going for a 1 more hour lap. Not on a lap either. Brad is. We'll stay on board, Brad. Why not? There's a bundle of cars in that final sector, though. Is any of them actually even on a lap? Arctag is to the line. I know he's starting his lap, actually. I do apologise. Toxic. I don't think so. So we'll go back on board Brad. Currently half a tenth up. It won't be enough to put him anywhere unless he has a good Sector 3. Currently racing for second in the Constructors. 4 points off first. This is it. We're getting into squeaky bum time now. To the final few races of the season. Maximum push for the Aston Martin to get P1 in the Constructors. But he can only get P5 in this qualifying. Could be worse with cars behind him improving, with Zyro being a 10th up in Sector 1. That is much better for him, much better. I know he can do that, but he's using way too much battery though. Way too much. Arctag is on another lap, I think, 2 times up, yep. It comes to the final turn now. The current Constructors leader, his teammates in P1, but he's going to settle for P6, which bumps Zyro down, but Zyro is a 10th up. But he boxes, interestingly. King Bob goes to the P7, bumps Cairo down, and Kazu goes even faster to staple his lead. Hazard cannot get enough to do anything, and neither can Tom so far. It's looking unlikely. It's looking like a Kazu pole and a Hazard P2, but Tom's still on his lap. Let's see what Tom can do, if anything. No, he does stay P3, and Brad has done his lap. So that is your qualifying grid. It's going to be Kazu P1. Joining him on that front row is Hazard, and with Tom and the championship leader just behind them. Brad out-qualifies Arctag into P5, Arctag P6. Zyro was improving a lot, but he ran out of fuel in the last turn, unfortunately. And then King Bob in the Red Bull making his debut, maybe? I've not been here for every single race, so I'm not too sure, but I've not seen him in a while, at least. Zaro P8, Slick Gamer P9, Mekai P10, and Toxic only had one lap, and he could only set 11th with that one lap. That is your grid set, though. We should have a decent race. I've heard it's going to be a dry race. We have no Prestige Catchers racing, unfortunately. It's low tyre wear, but strategy is going to be so key here. I cannot stress how key strategy is going to be. Do you go for that undercut? Start on the softs, box a bit early, get onto their mediums. Or do you start on the hards, run long, and box for the mediums at the very end? It is going to be everything, the strategy. Do you go soft to mediums, medium to hard, or hard to medium? And the drivers are deciding that as we speak. It is going to be so confusing for the strategy today. Whoever gets the strategy right is going to win. So I think it's going to either be soft medium or medium hard. Or maybe someone at the back could go hard medium. But we have five red lights now, and we are underway here for round 15, Portugal. It's a bad start from Hazard. He won't get side by side with Kazoo. But Tom's another great start. He could maybe sneak it to the side. No, he can't. But we see the Brad and the King Bob go side by side. But everyone nip and tug into turn one. No one to get into the hairpin. We see the McLaren of Rizzler going for a move on to... No, he's defending from Brad, actually. So far, Artag has got past Zyro. Zyro with the bad start down to P9. Slick Gamers get past him to P8 now. Zyro's lost the position. It's not very good start from him. King Bob making a dive bomb maybe into the hairpin. A little bit of contact between him and Brad. And Brad has kept the position there. He can't go side by side into that. Brad's on the mediums. King Bob on the softs. We'll go through this, the tyre choices in a little bit once it settles in a little bit more. King Bob still side by side with Brad. Not anymore though. We'll whack open the tyres now. Position changes. King Bob's getting 1. Oxox 1. Slit's getting 1, Darius 1, but the top 5 all staying the exact same. It's not there, is it? It's... God, I'm lost. Tyre. The top 4 all on softs. Brad on mediums, King Bob on softs, Artag on mediums, Slick on softs, and the bottom 3 on the mediums. Yeah, the strategy here is going to be so confusing. Very grey skies. The track temp very low tyre wear. The softs are great here for the start. We can see Brad being 1.5 behind already, but the mediums will settle in and be a lot nicer for tyres. Yeah, King Bob right behind Brad. He wants that position. He's on the better tyres, on the fresh softs. He wants it, I know he does, but it's whether he's going to be able to get it that easily. We see Arctic and Zara going into the battle there, into the fast right. You don't see a lot of battling there, but the Alpine and the Ferrari are doing it. Ferrari has come out on top. He's into P8 now. Yeah, the bottom 4 on the mediums. The best medium runner is currently Brad. So it's hard work on the mediums on the start, but they'll pay off towards the end, I think, with King Bob is right behind the gearbox of Brad. Ever so close now. He'll get the DRS. Brad won't have any DRS. He might even get it done before the DRS. It's looking likely. Yeah, that move, that position, PP5 is King Bob's for sure. Brad is sitting duck there without the DRS. With it being a high downforce track, it is a lot more powerful as well. High downforce tracks, DRS is very powerful. Brad went a little bit wider in turn one as well. They've got a warning for that. And Tom with 3 seconds already. And that's one of the front runners that we see. Hazard go for a dive bomb into the hairpin on Kazoo. And he gets the move done. Hazard has taken the lead. We have a new race leader here in Portugal. On his debut, Hazard is now leading the Grand Prix. Good dive bomb into the hairpin. Yeah, the mediums are very bad on the restart. They're basically the bottom The bottom 5 basically are all on mediums. If Slick can just squeeze past Brad, which is looking very likely, because look at how close Slick is. He had a little look at it. He might have fought by in terms of Brad's gone a little bit wide into the hairpin. Now he'll have a chance. Will he go for the dive bomb? He chooses better of it. Slick playing it nice and safe, but he's forcing Brad into a lot of mistakes. Brad is struggling on the mediums early on here. Definitely struggling. But Kazu, with the DRS, can he take back what he used to have from Hazard? He can, using the battery, using the DRS. Hazard tries to defend, but like I said earlier, with Brad, a sitting duck is the best definition of that one. And Rizzler gets past Tom as well. Oh, and Brad gets past King Bob. King Bob had no DRS, Brad did, so that makes sense. Oh, we see Slick Gamer and King Bob getting involved into the hairpin as well. The V-Carb and the Red Bull. And Rizzler got past Tom as well, but both had DRS, so that's a bit surprising to me actually. Rizzler must be running pretty low wing because they both had DRS. Oh, but he made a mistake, he ran pretty deep, which allows Tom to get side by side, but Tom won't be able to do enough there to get the position stuck. But so far, very clean, no contact. Nothing too crazy. The FAA having a nice day out for sure. And Artag's boxed already for the hards. He might have got contact actually that I missed. I completely missed that. Mackay with 3 seconds now. We have a yellow flag there. It's the Mackay. He's binned it. He's in the race still though. He's got a bunch of legs to go. His front wing is completely gone. And that is a stranded ass. Completely stranded. Bring up the VHC. Missing a front wing. Has his tyres left though. But wow, what a crash there on the exit. Oh, where even is that? On the exit of the fast right. Yeah, I did say in qualifying you can lose your rear there pretty easily, and that appears to be what Mackay's done, unless he was involved with another car, but that's going to be bad for Arctag. He had just boxed for the hards, I think could have damaged possibly, or wasn't a fan of the mediums. The mediums were doing terribly, but he just boxed. That's going to be quite annoying for him. Mackay, 10-second time penalty for Hazard. It's a vehicle collision with Kazu. I assume that I'll get removed after. I'll assume that I'll get removed. Whoa, I can't speak. I assume that I'll get removed after the race for something so minor like that to be 10 seconds. He'll get it removed probably, but for now, he holds 10 seconds. He does have it. Mackay changes his front wing, gets into the hards, and gets back into the race. Arctag will pass him though. So the hards doing better than the medium already. Mackay does retire from this Grand Prix after the collision, but look at how close this top 4 is, and the bottom pack as well. 7th to 5th and 4th to 1st. We have a race on our hands for sure. We have a good race, but the McLaren of Zyro and Toxic dropping back ever so slightly, and Arctag has gone for the early pit stop, the run it long, see what happens with the undercut, see what happens with safety cars, and see what you can get. But Brad is the only one on the medium who's actually able to hold on here. He's still only 2.2 behind the leaders without DRS. You would have thought they would DRS chain ran away with it really. But King Bob has a slipstream, be it DRS, but he's not going to make the move. You do not want to have a someone really. It is not wide enough. Yeah, you would have thought the top 4 would have ran away by now with the DRS, but he's still holding on pretty well. We've seen the other medium runners, the bottom 4 currently of the mediums, struggling, but Brad is holding on pretty well on the mediums. The rest of the guys, however, though, they're the bottom 4. Didn't I say more? That rhymed. Very nice. But Brad doing well with the mediums, and obviously he'll have the softs towards the end of the race, or the hards. Either way, he'll have a nice tires. Rizzler and Hazard getting in the battle now into the fast hairpin. It's going to be Rizzler ahead of the apex. Hazard can't on there. I think Hazard might have got a bad exit out of the hairpin maybe. Bit of a lock up there. But that sends Rizzler into P2. And that's 7.5 tenths away from the lead. But Kazu's got a bit of a gap here. Rizzler will still have DRS, but it's a bit of breathing room for Kazu. He doesn't have to use any battery here. He'll be fine. He'll keep people no matter what. Even if Rizzler has a full tank of battery, he's not getting him from that far back. No changes into lap 7 here. for any of the drivers. Whoa, Slick Gamer struggling with a little bit of oversteer. The rear tyre just starting to wear slightly. Tom with another 3 seconds, but King Bob is so close, like we saw earlier in the race, right behind the gearbox of Brad. So can he pick his move at the perfect time to get that P5 and make it stick this time? Because we saw him battle with Brad earlier on in the race, and he got it. He got the move, but he couldn't keep it though. That's the key, Bob. That's the key. Getting the move, but keeping it as well. But yeah, Bob is right behind Brad again. Brad will not be enjoying his company, that's for sure. And they've broken the DRS from Slick Gamer behind, with him making a lot of mistakes. I think his rear tyres are starting to slightly wear out a little bit now. These softs are a little bit gone. That's good news for Brad, good news for Zyro, good news for Toxic. They'll be liking the sound of that, I'll tell you that. Yeah, King Bob right behind Brad now. He'll have the DRS. Slipstream, DRS, battery, everything at his aid. Better tyres, DRS, ERS, Slipstream. What more could you want? P5 is what more you could want, and he gets that as well. We'll point to P5, King Bob is not. But he made a little bit of a mistake there. Brad will have a better exit. Plus DRS better exit as well. There's the DRS, there's the exit. Sabotage inside line to the hairpin, he can break a bit later as well. Force him wide maybe, yeah, just force him slightly wide, and that is the position for Brad. Like I said earlier, King Bob making a move but not making a stick again. He made a little mistake into the flat out right before the DRS. Oh, and a big mistake that his rear tyres are gone. But Brad's are fine because he's on the mediums. And that is what I mean by the mediums will come to you, they'll come to you. These stuffs are gone. Slick Gamer's ahead of Bob apparently now, but King Bob's now P8 apparently. King Bob's got a 3-second time pen now as well. What the hell just happened with King Bob? Was that the game being glitchy? It sort of like it. The game definitely looked a bit glitchy for sure. That was very strange. But Zara P7, Slick P6, I guess. And Brad now has a little bit of breathing room finally. He'll be hoping that they'll lead. He'll be hoping that the leaders battle a lot, and they do exactly that with Kazu taking the lead back off of Rizzler now. Brad is going to be praying to God that these top 4 battle, so he can catch up maybe and sneak a little podium for himself. Art tag with the second time penalty now. And King Bob into the pits. Yeah, he was struggling on them softs, and he gets rid of them for the mediums. Makes a lot of sense, but Brad has a little bit of breathing room now. 2 points away from Slick, and these softs are bad. They are struggling on the softs a little heavily, as we saw from King Bob. And for you others, these softs aren't doing too well. How is Slick doing on the soft? Yeah, Slick is again on the soft as well. Yeah, Slick is struggling on the soft as well. So it's now officially medium time. The mediums are faster than the softs now. And we can see that with how fast Brad is catching the pack, even without DRS. He's still staying within that 4.2 second range. But obviously Tom with his 6-second time penalty and Hazard with 10-second time penalty. But that could be getting removed. They are yet to box yet, so we could see a few time penalties there with speeding incidents. Rizzler too far to go for a move. Hazard is running pretty low wings. Same with Tom. Tom is running very low wings. Has a little mistake there. Would have got a warning for that, I assume. Same with Brad. Slick is the only one that I watched there who did turn on properly. We'll jump back on with the tyres, I think. Or the stops, not all the tyres. But yeah, look at this top 4 pack. Very close. All DRS training, all following. Brad is catching them. But he has a DRS though, as King Bob retires in the pits. That's his race done. But yeah, Brad is catching, but he has no DRS, so by the time he gets to a DRS straight, they undo all the work he did. He'll gain 5/10 on this lap, but he'll lose 5/10 on the straight with no DRS, so pretty annoying for Brad so far. He is catching, but he can't do anything. King Bob's game has shut. It crashed. He didn't retire in the pit. It just crashed. So very unfortunate for him. Rizzler, 4.5 tenths. Will it be enough? He isn't using any battery, so you won't get there horribly. Oh no, we see King Bob there actually, yeah. His AI maybe did that. Yeah, no chain, but Brad, yeah, he's catching. But every time we get to a DRS zone, he loses everything that he caught up for. So Brad will be very annoyed, very annoyed. And Arctic and Toxic having a little battle, and Rizzler's taking the lead of the race. Into the hairpin Kazoo, but Kazoo looking with a better exit. He's not got it, so it's Rizzler, Kazoo, Rizzler. It is changing every single lap. But it's Rizzler back in the lead. Now, who is going to take the call? Who's going to go for the undercut? Who's going to be the one? Who's going to be? It'll probably be Tom. Who's going to box the earliest? Lap 13 is the optimal pit box, but I assume we'll see someone in around now. Lap 11, lap 12, we could see one of the top fours roll the dice, take the gamble, and box for the undercut. Because right now, that is exactly what they're thinking of for sure, with this top four being so packed together. We'll keep an eye to see if anyone pits now. No. Yes, it is Kazoo. Kazoo, second place into the box, doesn't speed, very clean. To, I assume, whack on them yellow stripe medium compounds. It's the mediums on for Kazoo, yep. Zyro into P5, Brad into P4. Now, how will the top three react? How will they react to that undercut attempt from Kazoo? React by going for a move, Tom, almost there. Had a little look at it. Tom with another time pen. It's 9 seconds now of just tracking the penalties, Tom. That's embarrassing. And we're on a track that isn't really known for it either, so pushing way too hard is Tom. And Kazoo into some nice clean air, no more dirty air, but also no DRS though. So will he lose time or will he gain time to the leaders now? 24 seconds it is right now. So how will they react to the top three? How will they react to Kazoo's undercut attempt? They're struggling. You can see with Tom having a little snap, they are struggling, that you can hear or you can see it. These softs are gone. It is now officially mediums. The mediums are better than the softs. Who's coming in? All three of them? Rizzler, yes. Hazard, yes. Tom, yes. Top three, all into the box. So we'll keep an eye on Kazoo now. Has the undercut work? He was in second place. So second place or better is where he wants to be. Brad takes the lead of this race onto the mediums. Now, Brad will be praying, and I mean praying for a safety car now. Zyro has a serve into the second time penalty, so you can't even get it removed. He has to serve it, and that has effectively ruined his races. That's ruined his race. That's him out of the contention for the podium. P5 is his best result now. And Rizzler and Kazoo getting on the exit of turn 1. But it is Kazoo. The undercut has worked. It has worked. Kazoo is into the lead of this race, and Rizzler tried to hold on to it, but he just couldn't. And Gamer's ahead of Hazard now as well. So Hazard is P7 now. Gamer has boxed. He's put already. Hazard is legitimately P7. It's the top two out of box yet of Zyro and Brad, but Zyro's struggling a bit on the mediums there. Brad, he's done pretty well. And a safety car now would definitely shake things up now for Brad. He's going to rejoin pretty much P5. And if you look at Arctag in P8, Kazoo P4 now. Oh, it's up to him in box, yeah. He'll be second place. Rizzler has the lead now, though, as the McLaren are Toxic facing the wrong way. He had a little spin on the exit there. You can see the tyre marks, but no damage, I assume. Yeah, kept out of the barriers. Just a little spin, bring up the yellow flags. Nothing too major. But yeah, the battle for the constructors is between Aston Martin, or Brad, the current leader, yet to pit though, and the Alpine of Kazoo, who is now taking the lead off of Rizzler's hands. And Arctag currently in P8, boxed on lap 2, I think it was. No, we can do the maths. It would have been around, what, lap 3? Hazard could have got a podium, could have got the win, but had to serve a 10-second time penalty. It could, would it, should it? It's all a bit of that. As Rizzler and Tom having a little battle there, but no change yet. Rizzler is still P4, net P2. Yeah, Brad running very comfortably. He's very consistent here. If he had a teammate, I'm sure he'd be loving life right now for the constructors. Aston Martin are just 4 lucrative points away from Alpine. But the thing is, Alpine have 2 drivers. And even if Alpine finishes P9, that's 4 points there. That is 4 points alone there. And that's not even counting Kazuo, and that's Tom now with 12 seconds time penalty. Artag now with 6 seconds. Boys, keep on track, please. I'll jump to stops now. So it's just Toxic and Zyro at spot. Zyro and Brad, the top 2, into the box. Yeah, the top 4 go through. Kazu goes through into the lead. Rizzler stays P2. Tom has boxed again for wing damage. Tom got wing damage in the battle with Rizzler. Tom got damage in the battle with Rizzler. It's now between Rizzler and Kazu, the top 2 in the championship. Wow. Wow, that is amazing. King Bob has left the session. Brad's fallen down into P3. Brad's on for a podium here. And that'll be very nice for him. He qualified around, what, P6 was it? So he'll be loving life at the podium now. But he's got the fast-paced Hazard. The podium fighter could have been fighting for the win here if he didn't get a 10-second time penalty for the severe collision with Kazu. But it is what it is. He put his head down now. He's looking for P3. But he's got Slick Gamer right on the back of him. Slick Gamer with a great race so far as well. We'll look at the position changes now. He's gained 4. He qualified P9. He's currently running in P5. Could even finish on the podium here from P9. What a race so far for Slick Gamer. Brad has gained 2. But he's got loads behind him. Hazard with the DRS. What about Slick Gamer? He's a bit too far away, but we'll go on board with him for the camera angle. And we see Hazard gets it done before the braking zone. Into P3 Hazard is now, but 10 seconds down the road is Kazu and Rizzler, the top 2. Still incredibly close together, this top 2. This is incredible. This is Formula 1, I'll tell you that. What a race it has been. Imagine if we had a few more drivers. And Brad and Slick getting involved in a hairpin battle there. We see Slick going a bit wide. Both cars have no damage though. But boys, that was a bit scary. That was a bit far. That was a bit on the limit there. Come on, boys. And Hazard's got a little bit of a gap now to Brad and Slick. He's 7.5 tenths down the road. A little bit of breathing room. Even without the DRS, he can still just put his battery in on and still stay P3. So he might even break the DRS. He's going to break it. He's going to break it. Yes, he's broken DRS now. Brad will have no DRS. So Slick Gamer will be licking his lips at this. Seeing Brad's rear wing being completely short while his can go flying open. And Slick Gamer on them 3 laps, older tyres, but they are still better than his. They are the mediums after all. Gets into P4 from P9. What a race Slick Gamer is having in that neon helmet. What a race Slick Gamer is having. Fair play to the man. You have to take your half to that one. But the battle with Brad not over yet. They have DRS now on Hazard. They've closed it against Hazard. Hazard with a little mistake there. I think it's like the 1. But Hazard is fast. Hazard, I think, is my favourite to get the P3 so far now. Hazard could have got the win, but he's going to defend for his life for this P3 now. Beggars cannot be choosers. This is the story here. Zyro into P6. He's having a nice race as well. He's doing pretty well. He qualified, was it P8? Let's have a look. Yeah, P8. Good for him so far. I'll take it. Toxic into the pit. Finally, the last of the man to pit. onto the fresh hards. Should have been the softs really, considering he picked so late. And he's going to get lapped here soon. But yeah, you're going to get lapped now by the leader, Kazu and Rizzler. So, very unfortunate race here for Toxic, getting lapped already by the leaders on lap 18. But this battle for the final podium is going to be very nice. If you want to watch the battle for the lead, go on to David Benton's stream. But if you want to watch the battle for the podium, you stay right here, because we're going to be showing you every little bit of action. With a mega sector 1 from Brad's. Purple, apparently. We'll keep an eye on the gap between Rizzler and Kazu, so we don't miss a thing here. Yellow flag there. That is for Toxic slowing down for the blue flags, I assume. Not quite yet though, but he will have to soon. So Kazu's going to have no DRS, and Rizzler will have DRS. So you'd assume Rizzler would get their move done into Turn 1 pretty easily. But you'd never know with Formula 1 how things will pan out. It is one of the most unpredictable sports on the planet. And he's quite far away, isn't he now? Yeah, he had a little bit of a slide in Sector 3, I think. Which makes him have to settle for P2 for another lap. We're 19 laps into this Portugal Grand Prix, round 5. And Hazard is going to stay in P3 as well. So, nothing happening to Turn 1 on lap 19. It's a bit sad to see. Some drama in David chat apparently, with AJ Carroll being in there. He shall not be named. Brad is very close to Slick. Brad obviously has them fresher tyres, but they are hard though, so they are meant to be slower. They're 4 laps old compared to Slick's 7 and Hazard's 6, but he's going to have to wait a few laps before his hards are better than the mediums. I think around lap 25, the hards will be better than the mediums. That is the crossover point there for the hards and the mediums to lap 25. Is when Brad can go for his push to the podium. We'll keep an eye on Brad's push to the podium, which I think will start in about 3 laps time. We will keep an eye on the Aston Martin. Keep an eye on the lead as well. Nothing changing, everyone just settling now for the final few laps. Just 14 more laps to go. And I've got some info. Some info from my mother. It's KFC for tea. Oh my god, lads. KFC for tea. I cannot wait. That might be the best info there you could ever hear. That was so cringy. I can only apologise there, boys, but you can't help but love a KFC for tea. Boneless banquet, bit of gravy into my belly. And Slick is falling out with the DRS here from Hazard. Yellow flag there for Toxic, getting out of the way of the Ferrari and now the Alpine. God, Toxic. Ready. It was changed now with the Mercedes going through. The interval is now 1 lap. He's been lapped by every single car. Oh, Toxic. That is sad to see. But yeah, Hazard has broken DRS. He's now 1.2 ahead of Slick. Now, this is now or never for Brad. He has to get past Slick. Else his podium is gone. Hazard's going to run away with it in P3. Slick does not have the pace to catch him, but does Brad. Brad, you have to push now, mate, if you want to get a podium. He's going for the dive bomb into the hairpin. With the DRS, he's going to get the move done, maybe. Can't get the exit, though. His tyres aren't that extra grip. They don't have the extra grip yet. Keyword is yet, because eventually they will. Yeah, Brad knows it. He knows he has to push now. The podium is slipping from him. In 2 seconds now it is. And Tom went art attack. I went battle there into the hairpin. It's good to see. Tom gets the move done on art attack. Into P7, Tom has gone. We'll just have to see, because Tom again was one of the podium guys, one of the race winners. He was in P4. But obviously we had the top 4 train, didn't we? So Tom could have won this race, but you know, coulda, woulda, shoulda, if but maybes. I do absolutes. I don't do it but the maybes. I do absolutes. And he absolutely isn't winning the race. But Brad into P4 now, into turn 1. So, what can the Welshman do, Mr. Brad? GI Biz. Do you have the pace to close that 1.9 second gap and possibly get a podium, possibly get a P3 here, qualify P5, currently running P4? What does he have in them hard tyres to possibly get a podium from Hazardtich? What does the Welshman have? We'll keep an eye on him. I'm keeping on the lead as well. Kazu is right behind Rizzler, but he's not making the move yet. He just can't seem to be have that pace into turn 1. Rizzler must be running pretty low wings. He's getting a good exit from the fountain as well. Yeah, look at Rizzler's exit there. It's that turn there, just there, that Rizzler is gapping Kazu. But Kazu is as close as he's been in a while. 3.5 tenths, DRS, slipstream as well. There's the rear wing. There's the battery. There's a slipstream. And there is P1 into turn 1. Kazu, now leader of the Portugal Grand Prix. Behind him, Slick Gamer as well, going for a move to turn 1. That is so late for a move. Oh, and we do see contact. I've been telling you all race, you do not want to go side by side into turn 1. And Slick has just shown exactly why. It is way too fast. It is way too tight for that to not happen. His front tyre just clips the back of Brad's. You've got to back out there. One of you has to. And I'm afraid Slick has come off worse there. No damage though, just a little bit of time loss. And he does DRS though, so it could have been a lot worse there. But it was only minor contact. But could have been a lot worse if they're not careful. Rizzler very close to Kazu as well now. This is where Rizzler is so strong with this exit of this final turn. But not this lap though. It's not looking likely. Yeah, 4.5 tenths. He will not do it this lap. As he crosses the line for lap 24. 10 more to go. We officially reach 10 more laps left. Hazard got a nice lead now. It's looking like that Hazard's going to get that final podium spot. But we could still see a crash ahead of him with Rizzler and Kazu. With them being so into the hairpin. Rizzler gets the inside line, he pulls out with the inside line with the DRS. And he's got it before the apex. Kazu with the switchback, but he does not have the grip on them 1 lap older mediums. Rizzler with him moving to the hairpin, that gives him the lead. Yeah, we could still see a collision from the top 2 that could send Hazard into P1, a little bit like George Russell in Austria last year. We could well see that. Artflag with the fastest lap of the race, that's sad to see. That is sad to see. He boxed in the mediums, he's caught Tom already actually. He was racing with Tom now he's caught Tom. I think him and Tom both boxed actually, looking at the gaps, so that's always fun. And Toxic does eventually retire now. That does not surprise me. He was having a pretty awful race. It's sad for that for the McLaren. Zyra with 2-second time penalty now, but it won't matter too much. He's running a race of his own really. 12 seconds off the car ahead and 26 in front of the car behind. So if he's going to cruise home in P6, it looks likely for him to just cruise home in P6. He won't really see anyone for the rest of the race. Yeah, you'd see the top 5 ahead of him now, or already in the hairpin. So yeah, he'll cruise home to P6 for the Ferrari lads. It's a good 10 points though for the team. No complaints there. Slick Gamer is still right behind Brad. This is going to be the move. This is going to be the battle for P4. Hazard's got P3. That's pretty much locked in. Kazu building a little bit. He's falling behind a little bit though. Rizzler's getting a little bit of a gap now. 6.5 tenths, with Tom setting the new fastest lap of the race. That'll be an extra point for him that he will not mind at all. And gets another second time penalty. We'll go on the penalties for reference. 21 for Tom, 6 for Art Attack, and 3 for Zyro. And speaking of the... Never mind, I thought that might have been Art Attack. It's Kazu taking the lead of the race. Apologies there for the sloppy commentating, but you do not want to go for a move there either. Apologies for the sloppy commentary, but that is Kazu into the lead, but Rizzler sabotaged the hairpin with the DRS. He claims it back. Rizzler, his racecraft has been brilliant this weekend. Rizzler, his overtakes have been timed beautifully, and even when he's going to lose the position, he tends to always get it back pretty quickly. Rizzler, for me, deserves this win. He deserves it more than Art. Oh, more than Kazu, with a little bit of a mistake there on the exit. That's lost him a lot of time there. I lost him about 3 tenths, really. Yeah, Rizzler deserves this win. He's been so smart with the racecraft and the overtakes. And also the pace. The pace has been there for the win. Rizzler deserves it. The championship leader is showing why he is first and Kazu is second in the championship. He's showing that there's a little bit more Kazu needs to find if he wants to go on and win a championship next season. But Slick's still behind Brad. I'm surprised he hasn't made a move into turn 1 yet. Very surprising stuff. Slick has pretty old mediums though. Brad's hards are starting to be a little bit better, a little bit more comfortable on the rears. A little bit less slidey. With the DRS and the slipstream. Into turn 1. Look at the speed there, look at the speed difference in turn 1. That is a V-carb rocket ship on the straight if I've ever seen one. Flies into P4. Brad, very, very close though. Had a little look with the DRS and another little look here. He will not get it done though. Just curious what I've got to. Okay, I'll be fine. I'll take Tom having a good scrap, but I'm not watching it too much because of the time penalties. I do apologise, boys, but they've got a lot of time penalties. So, whoa, that's some late moving stuff there. Wow, boys, don't crash ya. I mean, as long as you both finish the race, you're getting good points. P8 is 4 points, P7's 6 points. So as long as you finish the race here, boys, you'll be getting a lot of points for the team as long as you finish. But they might not even finish with the way they're racing. Very dangerous, very on the edge stuff here with the way they're racing. As Brad does get the lead. Not the lead, what am I on about? P4 into turn 1. Lovely stuff from Brad. They're pretty much yo-yoing every time though, really. It's a yo-yo every single time. 1 minute Brad's leading, the next lap into turn 1, Slick's leading, and it's who's going to be leading on the last lap though, isn't it, really? Same with Kazu and Rizzler. Still very close. We have a battle for first and a battle for fourth. First and fourth are the battles. I think it's going to be Rizzler and Brad. They are my predictions. That is my money is going on Rizzler to win the race and Brad to get P4. But go on, boys. Prove me wrong. Come on. Kazu here with the slipstream. Not using battery. Decides to just hold into P2, I think. Now he might stay there until lap 29. And he might go for it move on the very last lap. Into turn 1. It wouldn't surprise me if he did. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Tom and Ark still getting very scrappy. Boys. Oh no. Right, boys, just finish the race, please, yeah? Hazard now with a 3-second time penalty, but he is 5 seconds off Brad, so that won't affect him too massively. Shouldn't be an issue really, that time penalty. He will still get that final spot on that prestige podium. Speaking of prestige podiums, last race out in China, Prestige Cactus got his first ever podium in ERL, and the man running about with Brad as well got his first ever race win. So Brad now a Grand Prix winner, Cactus now a podium sitter. That was a nice transition there. Prestige podium. Prestige Cactus, yeah, you see what I did there? Yeah, I'm fucking sick, aren't I? I'm genius, mate. Genius. Kazu again decides to just hold in P2 for a few more laps. Just 4 more laps to go now. We are about 10 minutes away from crowning a winner and crowning a loser. Oh, and Slick Gamer is now 1.5 behind Brad. I wonder what happened there. Must have been a bit of a slide or a mistake in turn 1. He's been pretty scrappy in turn 1 from what I've seen on the onboard a fair few times. So Brad might cruise into P4, but is it ever that easy? No. Because all it takes is one mistake from Brad, one little slide, one little oversteer, and boom, Slick is there, right back there again. But we'll focus on the lead of the race once more, as this is now the only gap that is within DRS, other than this bottom player, which has been fantastic by the way. Every time I go on board with them, they seem to be getting in an even better shape than they were last time out. They just seem to be scrapping all the time, even with Tom's time pen. It is crazy out there. The racing is great though, I'm loving it back there. Kazu stays behind again once more. Yeah, Tom and Ark have been on absolute fire. Rizzler qualified P4, I remember he did, yeah. It was an unfortunate final run for him. He invalidated his final run. So he couldn't quite find that time that was definitely there for him. So qualifying was poor. I had to set up a P4, but he's kept it clean here in the race. He's kept it tidy. Kept it nip and tug. Zyro boxes now, which allows Arctac to maybe overtake. It's very close between the two. Zyro getting slided out, Arctac goes through. But Zyro might get the better exit here into this turn. DRS now. Defensive line for Arctac into the hairpin. Zyro with the fresh, brand new softs that is. Going for the fastest lap of the race. I assume it is softs. Let's have a look. Yep, fresh softs going for the fastest lap of the race to get that extra point. Slick Gamer has gained 4 as well. He qualified P9 all the way back here. We can't even see. We don't even have that many finishes yet. But yeah, very bad qualifying for him as well. Into P5. Zyro, P6 now as well. But my driver of the day goes to Rizzler. Even if he finished second place here, he's had a great race. He's kept it clean. He's kept it fast. And I think he will win though. But here we go. A 10th after that race 2. As we come round to the final sector for the second to last time. Who's it going to be? Brad's opened the gap to Slick now. He's going to finish P4. Everywhere else is pretty much decided other than the lead. The main bit, the main event. Everything has been crowned. Tell you what though, Brad is pushing. He's pushing hard to get P3 here. Hazard, hold on. Oh no. 1.5 seconds. If he can find that, he'll be on the podium. But here we go. Kazu takes the lead of the race now. With all the battery been saving up. He's been saving the battery, been saving it all these laps. He's been saving loads of battery for this reason. And could the back marker, could Tom give Kazu DRS here? Rizzler though, DRS, ERS, slipstream into the hairpin, late as you can, a little bit of a lock up, switch back, but his car is not small enough to fit through that gap there. And Kazu takes the lead of the race here now. He was so smart, he stayed behind for every single lap, he stayed behind for 4 laps, charging the battery. For this exact reason, he charged it again. He has more battery than Rizzler, but Rizzler is looking for a move, but he just can't break enough to do that. Zara passed off the race 118.0. That's another point there for Ferrari. Defensive goes Kazu, very smart. Side by side, go! Rizzler with a better exit, Rizzler with a great exit by Rizzler. Rizzler with a great exit by Rizzler. He's taking the lead of the race. But with the slipstream and the wings into the final turn of the Grand Prix. Who is it going to be? It's going to be Kazu! Wow! What a race! On the final turn of the final lap, Kazu wins the Portugal Grand Prix on the final turn of the final lap. What a race! Hazard gets P3, Brad gets P4, Slick Gamer P5 because from him, Zara P6, and the fastest lap of the race, I think. R-Type P7, Tom P8. Unlucky Tom, you could have done a lot better there, Tom. But time pens ruined him. They really did. But yeah, I think Zara got the fastest lap of the race, I think. With a 118.0, but has Tom beaten it though? We'll find out. No chance with that slide. Yeah, what a race. Rizzler and Kazu having a moment in the general chat to congratulate each other. Makes sense. It was a great race, and it was only decided on the final turn, the final lap. Action all throughout this Grand Prix now. Decided on the final turn of the final lap. That is crazy. Where's the driver of the day? So boring. Yo, you're getting banned. Yeah, yours was boring. But not anything else though. That was a great race. Yeah, Zaro passed up of the race to 118.0. That gets him another point, and Ferrari as well. The full race will be posted on my YouTube, link on Twitch profile, and highlights posted on TikTok. The link is also on my Twitch profile. But I will see you all never again. Bye bye.